Hello, my name is Jamie Johnson. I'm the owner of Rust2Rodz here in Marshfield, Missouri. And this is my 1955 Peterbilt I've been building for a couple of years. We're going to assemble the frame today, at least the front end for now, and I'll do some more videos. I'm going to try to videotape this thing assembling. I get a lot of interest on this truck just because it's different. So we're going to go over a few things here. What I did on the frame, how I built it, stuff, and what I used. The front cross member here is out of a 1985 Chevy van. The reason why I went with a van front end versus a regular pickup is the van cross members are 4 inches wider. So we put that in there. I used 2x6 rectangle tubing, 3/16. I got a 1/4 inch stiff back under the frame rail with some holes in it just for decorated, and I'm also going to do some LED lights on it. And so I'll give you a quick little walk around here at first and just kind of show you a few things, and then we'll get started. I've got everything laid out, hopefully. And like I said, the cross member is out of a mid-80s Chevy van. Like I said, they're a little wider. Frame. Oh, there's the front cab mount, sleeper mount, cab mounts in the back, also the rear sleeper mount. Here's my carrier bearing mount, my gooseneck hitch. I did the holes in it. I'm just kind of going to do the whole theme on this whole truck, even on the interior. Pan back over here. This is the rear end. It's got a Rytec 4-link in it. And I had all this water jetted out and just a design I came up with on my own. That's a 14-bolt Chevy rear end. I have a mid-90s, I'm sorry, I keep saying 90, mid-80s Chevy pickup. The back of the frame, we had water jetted out by D&D Fab. I had 4 plates made, had them cut the holes in it. Just something I like. Like I said, the holes, I just think they look hot roddy. If that's even a word. Anyway, that's what the airbags will bolt to. The rear receiver hitch comes through the bumper, and it also bolts this back plate, which I'll show in later videos. I did a little gesture crown just for fun. That's where my shock brackets are mounted on the frame. That's my dog Bub. Another 4-link bracket, which we'll show a later date. Here's all the parts I'm going to assemble on this video. Hope I have everything laid out. Airline, I got the airline laid out. I went through the frame rails, or through the cross member, I'm sorry. And I always like covering the air hose with a little bit of gas line or hose or something anytime I go through a hole, just to protect it from getting scarred and chafed. That's what my fenders actually bolt to. This is what the radiator and the intercooler and my grill all bolts to that. So let's get started. I purchased these A-arms from rockauto.com. They're a brand new factory A-arm. I think it's about as cheap as to try to replace all this, plus to come repainted and do the originals. One thing I do is you have to cut this bracket off, the bump stop bracket. When you're doing air ride, if you don't cut this off on the 1-tons, you can't get it all the way down, and it ends up getting interfering. And I made this little bracket here for the sway bar. It's a pretty simple deal. We'll see how it works. Here we go. These are kind of fun by yourself. Now there is a shim that comes when these goes behind your. It's got like a radius cut to it. That actually goes right there on the arm. It goes across there. Make sure you install it correctly. Okay, the next thing I'm going to install is the airbag. These airbags are from Rytec. comes with a basic cup on the bottom and plate on top. You got to drill the 4 holes in the actual cross member to mount these. They're pretty simple. I mean, you hold the plates up there, clamp them in place to drill them. We always use a 3/8 bolt. And I like to run my bolts in from the bottom. That way, make sure nothing can come in contact with the airbag itself. I need to back up here a little bit. I need to put the airlock on. So I'm going to pre-thread this through here. So we're going to feed this up here. And Rod-Tape makes a real nice fitting. Okay, next comes the spindle. Sorry, the hub. Now I've already pre-greased the bearings and installed the seal. And when you install these, just be careful not to hit the seal and mess it up too bad. Well, after fighting this thing a little bit, I finally figured out the problem. The problem was powder coat was keeping it from coming in and going in all the way. So I sanded all the powder coat out. The little clip goes on top, hooks right here. I'm using a Rod-Tape shock. I'm also a Rod-Tape dealer. These are actually coilovers. They have a bigger body, and I really like them. I think they're going to be plenty strong. Okay, now we have the caliper, the rotor, the shock is mounted. I had to bend these a little bit from the factory. They were not quite right, but they worked. So everything is, I don't have anything totally tightened up yet. I'm just snugging stuff up until I get everything bolted on. We're going to move on to the other side now, and we'll get the wheels on it before I leave today. Okay, here we go. We're going to start on the passenger side. Also, I want to talk to you again. Remember, on air ride cars, there's a factory pedestal here that is the bump stop, and it won't allow the truck to come on down as low as I wanted anyway. So I had to remove them and just kind of touch them up, and it don't look too bad. My dog is getting away. Come here, bud. Come here. Get out of there. He likes to help. Anyway, my battery went dead earlier, so I ended up just going to charge it for a little bit. And I finished up the passenger side. I got the shocks on and got the airbag in and everything in. The only thing I got left to do is some dust covers and put all the carter pins in and the grease certs, of course. And so we're going to install this rack. So anyway, this rack is out of a mid-2000s Dodge pickup, 1-ton dually, 2-wheel drive. And it seems to work pretty well. It's about the right width for this application. But remember, we use the van cross member, so they're 4 inches wider. A friend of mine, we put a front end under his truck, and he used to pick up the cross member, and he ended up having to modify the ends here, and he had a guy machine the end and make a little adapter that worked out pretty slick for him. So you can do that in that application. But like I said, we're going to install this and see how it goes in. I couldn't believe the tie rod ends actually fits like they were supposed to. I was shocked, actually. So now I'm actually going to install the sway bar. The sway bar I chose for this truck is out of a Rust2Rodz. It's one of their muscle bars, they call it, and it's amazingly strong, big. It's out of a 69 Chevelle. I took a total guess to see if these would work, and I was pleasantly surprised that it was actually about the perfect length. Looks a little more correct. And Rust2Rodz, they supply you with these cool little joints. I don't know what you'd actually call it, a hind joint or something for the tie rod ends. They work pretty cool. Okay, we got the sway bar tightened up. The rack's tight. Like I said, I got all this tight here on the sway bar, but I'm going to leave all this loose until we got to get everything and make sure it's adjusted right. I think we're going to move on to the wheels. I think it'll be getting kind of late, tired, and my dog's getting tired. So I'll get the wheels on it and I'm going to head home. And I appreciate you. I'll take another video of it real quick after we get the wheels on it. See you in a bit. Using adapters for these semi wheels. Now these are 24/5 semi wheels that are milled down to 24s. I got these wheels from JK Motorsports. I ordered them a blank. They can cut all kinds of designs in them. Also a Tennessee tire wheel, does in Winchester, Tennessee. And I bought from both guys, and they're both very helpful. Now you should always use new lug nuts. I have new studs since I put new rotors on. Buy new lug nuts, put red Loctite on them. But I don't put red Loctite on them until I get them all done and get the truck on down so I can torque them. So I'll take them off one at a time, red Loctite them, and then put them on. Okay, that's got one more. Remember, these have to be torqued. But we won't do that until we get the truck down on the ground. Now we're going to do drugs. So actually, I took the adapter off the wheel. I mean, this is what an adapter looks like. Both companies offer them. What I do like about the JK Motorsports is you can buy them direct bolt. And I'd already mocked this truck up with the adapters, or I would have done that. And these are pretty heavy, so I think it would have been better if these weren't as heavy. Sitting here on the bearings and ball joints. Well, that's it. I'm done for the night. I'll show you a little bit of what we've got done so far. So we got all the new A-arms in, the airbags in, the brake lines are mounted. Got the rack and pinion in. And I just kind of show you guys what brackets I made, if you can see them. Alright, this is what I got finished up today. It's Sunday, I'm tired, it's late. I am going to do some videos of this truck as I put it together. And we're going to start on the rear end next. Try to do it one evening this week. Since we have customer cars, I can't work on it during the day. So I'm looking forward to getting the rear end in it. And then I'm going to actually try to do a video of this completely done all the way through. And I'll be getting a YouTube channel and have you guys subscribe to it. So anyway, you guys have a good evening, and I'm going to go home and eat some supper. Thank you.